In the previous video, we saw what CSS is and how to use inline CSS. And I also spoke about some of the differences between inline, internal CSS, and then external CSS, which are different ways of specifying CSS. In this video, we're going to look at some of the most common CSS properties. So let's get started. So here in this video, we're going to see some common CSS properties. But before we jump into seeing how these work, I want to show you this resource. So like we saw earlier, W3 Schools is a fantastic resource for beginners and professionals alike who are learning web development. And here we have a resource for CSS as well, just like we had for HTML. And here you can see that there are several CSS properties that you can see here. And also you can see the examples for how each of these work. So for example, if you go to CSS borders, it'll show you what that looks like. And also it'll show you how to implement that. Okay, so if you click on try it yourself here, it will show you the code here and you can see also the result of what that looks like. So like this, you can go and see different kinds of CSS properties and how to use them here, and then you can implement it on your document. But for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some of the most common CSS properties so that we can get started with it. So I'm going to go to the file that we created last time. I'm going to open this in Notepad. And I'm also going to open this in the browser. So as you can see here, we have some of the properties here. Let's go over these one by one. So we already have color and background color here and font weight. So here, let's specify font weight. I'm going to say bold. By the way, every CSS property must have a value. So this is called a property value pair. Just like we have an attribute value pair. This is the attribute and then this is the value. Similarly for CSS, this is the property and this is the value for that property. So text align is right and then font weight is bold. So let's save this and have a look at it. So you can see here, it changed from being normal weight and then it became bold. This is just like in Microsoft Word when you click on the bold button. It becomes bold. Just like that, we can specify it to be bold. We can also specify this to be normal and it will go back to being normal, which is the default. So there you can see it's become bold now. Now let's look at the next one. We have font size here. So here I'm going to specify the style to be a very small size. So I'm specifying font size to be 2, which is quite small. So I'm going to refresh and you can see here, we've got this really tiny text. You can actually zoom in and you will see. By the way, to zoom in, you have to press Control and then the scroll wheel. You can also click on here and then you can increase the zoom here like this. So this is 150. 100 is the default and you can see how small that is. And I'm also going to specify the font size to be really large here. Just making sure the grammar is proper. Okay, so font size is done. And text decoration. So text decoration is basically a way to specify how the text looks. There are a few different ways of doing this. I'm just going to give you a brief example. So you can see here, I've specified the text decoration to be underline. And you can see here this text is underlined. Whatever is within this p tag is underlined. And there are a couple of important properties called margin and padding. Margin is 500. Actually, let's put it as 10. and I want this to be a div tag. So let's make this a div tag and save it. So you can see here that I've given it a margin of 10. And you can see here, this is where the text usually starts, but here we have a margin of 10 pixels between this and then the left border. We also have a margin of 10 around, okay, the top, right, bottom and left all have a 10 pixel margin. So the margin property gives you a margin around the element. So by default it gives you pixels. So you can also say pixels just like this, px, and it will be the same. Now if you make this 100, you'll see that it is given a 100 pixel margin, both at the left, top, right and bottom. This is how margin works. Now you can also specify background color, and you'll see that, and I'm also going to say color is white so that we can actually read the text. So you can see here that the background color is only given to the element itself. Okay, this is the element, but the margin is outside of the element. Now the next item here is the padding. I'm going to give it a 50 pixel padding. I'm going to save it and go back here, and I'm going to refresh it. So here you can see that here also we have a container, and it looks like there's a 50 pixel margin here. And let me actually demonstrate something for you. So let's say I change this to 50 pixels and I refresh it. You'll see that this and this looks kind of similar. I'll also remove this part. So you can see that this and this looks kind of similar. There's a 50 pixel margin around this one, this 50 pixel margin around this one. You may see that why do we need to use margin and padding if it's going to give you the same result. So to demonstrate that, I'm going to give this these properties, and here I'm going to give it background color orange, and I'm going to refresh it. So here you see the difference. So margin gives you 50 pixels outside of this container, okay? So this div container has 50 pixels of margin outside of the div. But when you give it a padding of 50, what this does is it gives you 50 pixels around the content of the container, not outside the container, but inside the container, but around the content of the container. So this is the content of the container. So it will give you 50 pixels around this. So this is a very subtle difference, and this will make more sense if I add another property called border. So here I've added another property called border and given it a color of black, solid border and 2 pixels of width. So the border width is 2 pixels. So I'm going to paste this here also, and I'm going to refresh this. And now you can see that we have a border of 2 pixels of black color around this and also around this, but it's difficult to see here. So I'm going to make this light blue. So now you can see that there's a border around both of these containers. So here we have the border of the actual content of the div. Here also we have the border on the content of the div, but because of the padding of 50 pixels, the spacing goes inside of the container. That's why this space you see is inside of the border. I hope this makes sense. I just wanted to demonstrate that there's a difference between border and padding, even though they may look similar. So that's what these two are. We can also specify the width of a certain container. So let's say, for example, here I specify the width to be 300 pixels. And here I specify the height to be 100 pixels. So let's refresh that. So here you can see that the width of it changed, and the height is a little more complicated. Let me make it 1000. So here you can see that the height is 1000 pixels now here, and here the width has been reduced to 300 pixels. So this is the 300 pixel width. So that's what the height and width properties do. Okay, and also you have something called a max height and max width. So let's say instead of saying height is 1000 pixels, if you say max height is 1000, you'll see a difference here. It goes back to this, but let's say you add content here. Normally when you add content, it will keep increasing the size of the container. But when you say max height is 1000, it will automatically stop increasing the container's height beyond that point. So max height is useful in some points. Same for max width. And we also saw border. Okay, so here in this document, we've seen a list of some commonly used CSS properties. So this is how you'd use some of the most common CSS properties. Now, like I showed you in the beginning, you can use the w3schools.com as a resource to learn more properties, which will be useful for you. I hope this video was helpful. Please make sure to like and share this video, and also make sure to subscribe and press the bell icon on our channel so that you get updated on future videos. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.